How's it going? Chris from Blu-ray Critic, and on today's update, I'm going to be taking a look at four films from Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall, starting things off with Ernest Hemingway's To Have and Have Not, which was released in 1944. Me personally, I'm a huge fan of film noir, so these are considered to be one of the best film noir movies ever made. But of course, there's many other great films: Double Indemnity, also Sunset Boulevard, The Maltese Falcon, which was another Humphrey Bogart film, Out of the Past. The list goes on and on. But from the four films that Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall made together, this one is my personal favorite. And this is a new release on Blu-ray by Warner Brothers from the Archive Collection, which I'm going to rate the image a 4.5 out of a 5. Just a really solid job. And you get some decent amount of special features as well. And the chemistry between husband and wife, Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall, just works amazingly well in this film. And a lot of people compare this to Casablanca because of the overall feel of the movie itself. But yeah, it's just really great to have all four films that they made together on Blu-ray. So the next film that they made together, The Big Sleep, which was released in 1946. Again, I go back and forth as far as which one is my personal favorite. Of course, I choose To Have and Have Not as my first choice, but this one is a close second because just overall the story itself is great, and the love that they have for each other between Humphrey and Lauren Bacall just works beautifully on screen. Next up, I got Dark Passage, which was released in 1947. And what can I say about this film? The first 40 minutes or so, it's a bit of a drag because we don't get to see Humphrey Bogart. We only get to see from his perspective. And I can understand they wanted to do something unique and different at the time. But to be honest, I really didn't care for that because we didn't really get to connect with the character that he's playing or the emotions that he's feeling. If they did that for the first 10 minutes from his perspective, I could have understand that. But after that, it just dragged on for far too long. And by the time we got to the point where we saw him, I just personally didn't care for whatever else happened to him after that. But overall, the film in itself, it's a great film noir picture. You get that overall feel, film noir, wonderfully on screen. And this was shot in San Francisco, like this house that takes place over at the top of a hill is in San Francisco. There's some fight scenes that happens near the Golden Gate Bridge. Of course, some of the interior scenes take place at Warner Brothers, but pretty solid picture quality on Blu-ray from Warner Brothers. But yeah, you get some special features as well. But I'm just really happy to have Bogart and Bacall together on screen, and to complete this four-film set. So that is 1947's Dark Passage. And finally, we got 1948's Key Largo, and a lot of people are saying that Quentin Tarantino's inspiration for The Hateful Eight came from this film, maybe in certain aspects, but not necessarily everything. But nonetheless, it's really great to see Edward G. Robinson and Bogart on screen together, along with Lauren Bacall, as they closed off their four films together in 1948, of course. But this film, to me, it kind of dragged on certain scenes, like the dialogue just kept dragging on. But you know what? That's what's great about cinema. We all have our opinions. Some people may consider this to be the greatest film in the world, and great for them. Good for them on that. But for what it is, I enjoyed it. It's a pretty solid presentation on Blu-ray by Warner Brothers. I'm going to rate a solid 5 out of a 5 for the picture quality. So yeah, you don't really get any special features or anything like that. But let me show you the discs. That's Key Largo. And you can definitely pick these up from Amazon. And they're just really great cinema. And it's great to own these on a physical disc because, with the whole digital thing happening, sooner or later, these things might disappear. You never know. So it's great to own a physical disc, that is for sure. But yeah, Dark Passage, I'm going to rate this one a solid 5 out of a 5 for picture quality. Outstanding job by Warner Brothers. But that is the four-film set, finally complete, by Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall, one of the most famous powerhouse couples of old school Hollywood during the golden age of Hollywood. So thanks for taking a look at my review rant, and I'll see you guys soon in my next update. Take care.